Former cops acquitted after tasing a black man to death. We'll show you video of the incident.
Get him again. I gotta get him in the Bible. You want to get on the ground. Another ride. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Oh man. Get on down. Roll over.
Damn, that was an idiot. Man, I was just saying, damn, maybe they'll be coming along peaceful, huh?
He's acting strange, man.
He's on, he's gotta be on something. Acting like he would.
The man on the ground is not the idiot. It's hard to look at that, isn't it? It's hard to see that. Man's final moment. It's not something that you would giggle at, huh? Unless you're morally corrupt. According to Atlanta Black Star, done some incredible reporting on this one. 3 former Georgia deputies were cleared of wrongdoing in a criminal trial where they were accused of repeatedly tasing Eurie Lee Martin until he died. Incident occurred July 7th, 2017, all those years ago, and here we are, a decision. Here are the details of what led up to the fatal altercation. My opinion is it's torture. They tortured him to death. That's my opinion. Here are the facts. Temperatures reached 100 degrees that day when 58-year-old Martin walked 30 miles from Milledgeville in Baldwin County to Sandersville in Washington County. At one point, he stopped at a home to ask for water. Instead of giving him some water, I know, let's call the police, because that's warranted. The homeowner called 911, telling the dispatcher he didn't know whether Martin was, quote, crazy, drunk, or what. Or maybe just thirsty. How about just thirsty? How about when someone asks for some water, they might just be thirsty? You didn't have to let him in. You could have just given him the water. Infraction number 1, morally corrupt. Martin did suffer from schizophrenia, and he lived in a group home at the time. Copeland, Howell, and Scott. Those 3 guys responded to the call. When they encountered Martin, black man, they attempted to interrogate him. When he didn't answer their questions, they tried to subdue him by deploying their tasers. Martin was tased a total of 15 times. They cuffed him, briefly left him on the ground before calling for backup. When other first responders arrived and assessed Martin, they couldn't find a pulse. No kind of life-saving measures, huh? Before they got there. They pronounced him dead at the scene. Autopsy report listed Martin's death as a homicide. Deputies maintain, God, we all saw the footage. They maintain they acted in self-defense. Yeah. This is the most narcissistic gaslighting thing ever, that we keep watching footage and yet we allow people in positions of authority to lie to our faces and we just go on with life. It is absolutely crazy making. Fast forward 3 months, 3 deputies, Henry Lee Copeland, Michael Howell, and Rhett Scott, fired from their jobs at the Washington County Sheriff's Office following an internal investigation into the in-custody death of Martin. They were indicted. God, that's so rare. Georgia, too. Indicted on felony murder, among other charges, December 2017. You do the math. We're now in December 2025. Nearly 2 years after they were charged, a judge supported their self-defense claims and ruled they were entitled to immunity. Thanks, Judge. In 2020, Georgia Supreme Court reversed that decision. Wow. Ruling that it wasn't clear whether the deputies were defending themselves or Martin was merely exercising his right not to speak to them. Deputies' first trial ended in a mistrial. Their second trial, which started last month, ended with their acquittals. See, I was going to give Georgia, this southern state, this once great Confederate state, a little bit of credit for reversing that decision, but I can't because of the part where they said it wasn't clear whether the deputies were defending themselves. It's clear they weren't. They weren't. But it's all intertwined, and we work together and we play poker together. We do a lot of things together. Law enforcement, judges, all of it. Not suggesting that we have any evidence of covert collusion. I'm just saying this is how it works. Jurors returned not guilty verdicts for the felony murder, aggravated assault charges. They could not reach a unanimous verdict on the charges of involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct. The attorney for Martin's family, Francis Johnson, said he plans to file a civil suit in federal court. And amen, I wish you the best. Take all the taxpayers' money. But Jackson, when these three buffoons, these three heartless, who was the jolly one giggling at a dead man? When they're allowed to roam free and perhaps rejoin or join other departments, this isn't justice. We all saw it. And you can dance around the law and you can, hoot and holler over these little particulars and legal terms that you have to go to law school to really understand or use Chat GPT. But I know what I saw and I'm disgusted. They saw a Black man and treated him like an animal. Why not hand him some water and say, hey, buddy, how's it going? What are you interrogating him for? Because some Karen neighbor, I don't know if he's drunk or what. He's thirsty. It's time for you to talk because I'm already disgusted and we're only at the first story. I'm already sickened by this thing called America, moral high ground. Let's preach to other people, please.
Well, I mean, just municipalities also have better procedures to deal with people who may be in some type of a manic drug episode, which this man was not. He was just walking around and he was speaking calmly. I've seen more than once, people who were kind of just out in the middle of the street. They were obviously high on something, talking to themselves, stopping traffic, causing all types of commotion. And then like a couple of ambulances and a fire truck will pull up with police officers, and then they maybe will have some Narcan or something with them to address the situation. And this man wasn't doing anything like that. He wasn't in the middle of the street. He wasn't yelling and screaming. He wasn't being violent. There was no reason to tase him 15 times other than he wasn't fully cooperating the way that you wanted. And also, I have to point out how just massively overweight all of these police officers are.
It's relevant.
Like it's just like, okay, so what maybe if you were a little bit in better shape, you would feel more adept to like walk next to him as he was walking away. I don't know, but that's a subject for another day. But they just let anybody protect us, quote unquote. But yeah, no, this was completely unjustified. And like I said, there is protocol that exists to deal with people who are going through different types of manic episodes. And that's not even what we just saw.
No, it's not. And thank you, because this is a show and a network where we don't, and I'm serious, we don't call names. We try not to. But you're right. These were fat, portly, perhaps you prefer portly, obese, gargantula, pot-bellied idiots. And here's why that is relevant. And that's not name calling. That's about the only thing I can think of as to why you would feel threatened that, oh, I guess I can't get away. He can get to me before I can get to him. And it still isn't an excuse, not a legal one, for killing this man.
Yeah, no.
It sucks.
15 times.
It's just so gross. And the giggle. The one who had the biggest pot belly was the one standing over the body giggling. And it just reminds me of any movie, any real life drama you've seen based in the South, something in the title, last word is burning. and they talk like this. And let me tell you something, boy, all the movies end the same. And that's what it reminds me of. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, they taste him 15 times. If they did it 7 or 8 times, or even 10 times, he may not have lost his life. So, there's really no plausible. There's really no room for doubt in a situation like, oh well, we tased him once, we tased him twice because he was going away 15 times. Like, there's no question
Yeah.
that's excessive and uncalled for.
Yeah,
But
Bolo.
unfortunately, this is America.
Bolo. Be on the lookout for these 3 stooges. If we haven't put them up, I know I said I'd give you the last word, and we're going to move on to the next story. But if you haven't put them up, Bolo for these 3 Georgia stooges. I'm in Georgia, not sure if they're still in the state, but this is what we're doing here. Okay? And you're laughing and you think it's cute and funny that you took a human life. And to the Karen who called 911, not concerned about a fellow human well being. Not enough to say, here, dog, here's some water. Don't step on my porch, but here's some water. I hope you're satisfied. I wonder if you'd do it again.